to secure the peace in an area where there are no democracies, where peace is not inherent, where there's no check of public opinion or of the voting booth against an aggressive regime or an adventurous regime. There is only one check, and that is an external check. Peace through deterrence, or if I can borrow a phrase from somebody who used to be a governor of California, peace through strength. That is the central lesson of the 20th century. In the first half of this century, the democracies forgot this lesson, and all of humanity, and especially the Jewish people, paid the worst of prices for it. In the second half of this century, opposite a greater dictatorship than Nazi Germany, they remember this lesson and created peace in Europe through the deterrence of NATO. We received half a century of global peace. And now that the Soviet Union is gone and Central Europe is democratizing, and indeed Eastern Europe is democratizing, there's a different kind of peace. You're not exactly afraid that the former Warsaw Pact countries will invade Western Europe. It's becoming the peace of democracies. The main point that we face, or the main problem that we face in achieving peace in the Middle East, is that we are not ringed with democracies. We are the only democracy. And therefore, the basis of any peace that we can make with our neighbors, and they are not all uniform, some of them have gone further to pluralism and moderation than others, but when we think of the principles that guide us in peacemaking, the central point that must be understood is that, precisely as Governor Wilson said, it is not enough to want peace. That peace must be buttressed on the ability to secure the peace and prevent its violation. That is, that peace must be built on a solid foundation of security. For example, our peace with Egypt. That peace has had its ups and downs in normalization for the last 20 years. I remember the late Yitzhak Rabin, whose tragic assassination we commemorated in Israel a week ago. I remember him, and I remember Shimon Peres complaining bitterly to me when I was opposition leader about the vagaries of Egyptian normalization. All sorts of complaints. But what has held fast and strong in the last two decades since the signing of the Camp David Accords are the security arrangements that we built into the peace in the form of a vast demilitarized Sinai desert, early warning, other forms of deterrence, other forms of ensuring Israel's security against any potential violation of the peace. That has held durable. It has not changed one bit in 2 decades.